Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Today, inshallah, we are going to talking about Traveler 5, Module 2, Unit 3 and 4, round up the revision of the Unit 2, 3 and Unit 4. It will be from page 52 to page 56. All of you, inshallah, will revise the structure, how to build the sentences, functions, vocabulary presented in Module 1 through various activity. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is reading. Read the passage about extreme sport, very dangerous sports, and answer the question from 1 to 6 by choosing A, B, C, or D. As I told you before, read read the first sentence. Okay, in the first, read the first sentence of each paragraph to have a general idea of the passage. To have the general idea of the passage. What is passage talking about? By skimming the passage. By skimming the passage, just read the first sentence and try to find out what is the passage talking about. Okay? And then after that, back again, read again the whole passage carefully and accurately. Okay? Then go to direct to answer the questions. Okay, all the questions here mentioned in the passage. We are going to talking about the first one. In order to be labeled as an extreme sport, the sport must what? Activities which have high level of danger. So extreme danger or extremely dangerous. So it is take place, have a high level of dangers. This is the answer. Number 2, how are standard sports different from extreme sports? Standard sports, like for example volleyball, football, tennis, any other sports, different from extreme sports, dangerous sports. It will be different in extreme sports under control circumstances, under the environment control, under the control of the environment. So if it's rainy, can they delay the event? If it is snowy, if it is hot, it's independent on the environment, or depends on the environment. Why are snow condition, rock and ice quality, and wave high refer to the texts? Why they refer to the text? There are often factors, elements, which can't be held constant. Example includes snow conditions, snowboarding, rock and ice quality for climbers, and wave high surface. We will find the answer here because they affect. No, they refer to the factors that must be controlled, or they give in the example of challengeable condition. They give the example, okay, for the challengeable condition. The hormone adrenaline is released when circumstances in which cause fear. The hormone adrenaline is under circumstances which cause fear, afraid. So it's when someone is frightened. Extreme sports, fanatics. What? Most people enjoy extreme sports. So for the so-called adrenaline rush, they enjoy the adrenaline rush. People who participate in extreme sports, they participate involved in the extreme sport gives them the satisfied of mastering in hospitable environment. So get sense of achievement from overcoming the obstacle. They pass the obstacle. They pass the barriers. That's it. Now, choose the word or phrase that produces a grammatically correct sentence. This is talking about the grammar in module 2 in unit 4 and unit 3, or unit 3 and unit 4. Let's read the first one. Was Lena still living in Vancouver? Vancouver is a city. When she the award, when she was winning or won or has been winning, etc. We find it won, when she won. Okay, the lesson already 15 minutes before we arrived. Here we have before. So this is the past simple, and this is must be past perfect simple. It is ever as this in London. As. So we have a comparing or comparison here. So as hot as. Yes. As hot as. Will we have lunch today? And complete the sentence. Let's go. Let's go to that place by the ocean that makes sushi. Sushi is a kind of Japanese dish. So where? The answer will be where. We threw the bark when we heard the bomb explode. We threw the bark when we heard. This is past simple, and this action happened during this action still happening. So we're walking. It's past progressive. His explanation about why he failed the exam is, I have ever heard. The most strange, stranger than, strangest, the strangest. So it is the strangest. We can't use most with strange, okay, because it is with the short adjectives, and most could be used with the long adjectives. Do you prefer red or blue? You have two choices. So which is appropriate to use in this blanks? Okay. Second. Okay, let's continue the grammar. My friend was angry with me but forgave me when I gave her some roses. Is it to go by train or by bus to the airport? You want to go to the airport by train or by bus? Is it cheaper? Is it cheaper by train, to go by train or by bus? This stylish mobile phone, Uncle Trevor, he always buys me gifts. Here we are going to ask about the subject, okay? The subject of the action, okay? So we don't need to use helping verb, okay? That means it is in the past. So who gave you this stylish mobile phone? Next, choose the word or phrase that most appropriately complete the sentence. This is about vocabulary, okay? Many countries in Europe are planning to smoke in all public places. Charge, convict, ban. So ban is better. The burglary was questioned by the police. Whose was questioned? To the burglary is the witness. People who saw the burglary steal some thing or stole something. Abdullah showed me 3 t-shirts and told me one I like best. Okay, so I pick out, to pick out, to pick out, to take. Okay. Okay, the criminal, the businessman, by threatening to harm his family. So the blackmail criminal. all the food was delicious, and particularly the dessert. Maria won the, and now a publisher is interested in publishing one of her short story. So competition. It's not match, it's not race, it's not a game, it's a competition. Bayan lost her with her young son because he kept nagging her to buy him candy. He bothered her, so she lost her patience. Poverty can often lead people to crime, to serve, plead, to commit, to come and watch. He took it for that I would help him with his project. He took it for guaranteed. Although I live in a big city where there are lots of people, I often find myself feeling alone, lonely. Okay. Next, we have here gaps with the choices, 4 choices for each one. Read the text below and decide which answer A, B, C, or D. Let's read together. For a long time, I had strong desire to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. So this is mountain. So last year I to climb the mountain. I volunteer. Why I choose volunteer? Because let's complete the sentence. Mountain, to climb the mountain, to raise money for charity. He will give the money for the charity for free. So he is volunteer, okay? After that, I started out on my adventure by flying to Tanzania in Africa, where the mountain lies amongst gently rolling hills. It's in that places. Okay. There were 8 other people in my group and 2 guides who were... Where is it? I'm sorry, I skipped number 3. I'm sorry, let's back to number 3. This is number 2. So last year so we said I volunteered to climb mountain to raise money for the charity. Meanwhile, or initially, or afterward, or gradually, this is in the first of the story, in the beginning of the story. So initially is better. Let's go back now. I'm sorry about that. There were 8 other people in my group and 2 guides who were responsible for leading us safely up the mountain. The first day, I was full of enthusiasm. We were overflow, surrounded by brilliantly colored flowers and butterflies. Okay, they surrounded by that flowers and butterflies, and we stopped at the end watching an amazement as a line of army ants marching. Okay, it's like the people who work in army. They don't walk like us, they march. Okay, they march. So marched across our path. Okay. At one point, one of the guide pointed at something, okay, and told me to keep still. I looked and was so to see family of blue monkeys. I was delighted to see that blue monkey. After this, the climb got very steep, and the high altitude made everything more difficult. Okay. Then I had an awful headache. Every part of my body ached, and the weather became freezing. this is the troubles that they were facing. So we have therefore, this is a result now, moreover, to continue what he starts before. Okay. And the weather become freezing cold and windy. Finally, after an 7-day trek, we reach the top of mountain. So after an incredible 7 days, we reach the top. Okay, I was so that I could barely stand up. I was so tired. I was so exhausted. Okay, the view from there was so breathtaking that I was with emotion. I was what? I was what? Overcome with emotion. Although it was the hardest thing I have ever done, climbing the mountain was a true test of my ability, of my endurance, how fit I am and how sporty I am. I don't regard it, and I look back on the experience with a feeling of pride. This is the hacking. Read the text and try to fill in the spaces or the gaps. A mysterious hacking. On 24th of November 1971, a man named B.D. Cooper hacked and collected $200,000 ransom, parachuted into the storm night. So he hacked an airplane and was heard again. Never heard again. Nobody heard about him after that happened. He enjoys mysterious fame, to be famous in the history of U.S. crime, as his acts is the only unsolved U.S. aircraft hacking. No one knows what really happened. Okay, after he jumped from the plane on that night so long ago, it was in the past. In the year before the hacking, he had served in the army, because that's before that time, before the hacking. Postal Service in the army. Afterward, he worked for the U.S. Postal Service in the Seattle area. We can only guess about the reasons that led him to do what he did that night. In any case, he had worked out every details of his plan. What is known for sure is that the most important thing for him was that nobody injuries, nobody or no one got hurt. Okay, so he allowed the passenger to leave the plane when his demands were met. Once he got the parachute and the money, the plane took off again and told the pilot to fly toward Mexico to keep the plane under 10,000 feet and a speed of under 200 miles per hour or an hour. At some point he jumped, but he survived. This is the question. But did he survive? Nobody knows for sure. Okay. Try to fill in this gap with complete it with the similar meaning. We need the similar meaning for the first sentence. Our holiday was less expensive than I had expected. So I can say by using not, and our holiday is not as expensive as I expected, or was not. I have never read a better book. This is the best. This is the best book I have ever read. I took some more medicine as my fever kept getting worse. We want to use and So my fever was getting worse and worse. How long had Rami been driving a Ferrari? When did Rami start driving Ferrari? It's long time since I played tennis. I haven't played tennis for a long time. There was less traffic than usual this morning. There was not as much traffic as usual. After he had listened carefully to all of us, my father spoke. My father didn't speak until everyone finishes speaking. I would ride my bike for hours in the park when I was boy. This is what in the past. So I can use when I was boy. I used to ride. Okay. We have read the text. Complete the blank with the correct form of the word in capital. Change the form of the word if it is noun or verb or adjective. What we need here. Let's go and answer the questions. Zeta game new computer game is a great thrilling that will keep you on the edge of your seat for hours. You take on the role of the main character, Troy Spector, a scientist, archaeologist, and FBI experienced. Adjective. Okay, in investigating kidnapping. Your take you all over. Your investigation or investigations, noun. Over the word as you are changed by and exciting, by dangerous. Adjective also. Let's go directly because we don't have time. You search for clues to solve the kidnapping of Professor Eisenbart, a high respect professor of history and noun, civilization, in history and civilization. The clue directs you to cities in Mexico and uncover. Fascinating cities, adjective also. Civilization, Mexico and ancient civilization, as you encountered twists so unexpected or unexpected. For plot. For the computer game fan, the game is great addition to any collection. It is fun and really interactive as it keeps the player interest and entertain with countless puzzle and the imaginative. Okay. Now please with your own listen to the listening page 56 and try to answer the question. That's all for today. Inshallah, see you next class, and in the next class we will complete our syllabus. See you inshallah tomorrow. Goodbye.